Season tipped off, you have been a one-person wrecking ball.
The WNBA is facing a full-blown crisis, and DiJonai Carrington's name is echoing through every headline for all the wrong reasons. What started as a reputation for gritty physical play has spiraled into something far uglier, a pattern of dangerous, borderline malicious fouls that have fans, analysts, and even fellow players demanding action.
Whoa!
From hair-pulling takedowns to eye-swiping cheap shots, Carrington isn't just towing the line, she's obliterating it, leaving the league with an impossible question: how much longer can they let this go unchecked? The latest incident, a blatant WWE-style yank of an opponent's ponytail, has pushed public outrage to a boiling point, with calls for a suspension, a fine, or even a permanent ban growing louder by the minute.
All right, we're dealing with a pattern now when it comes to DiJonai Carrington and what I would define as reckless plays on the basketball court.
This isn't just about one player's aggression. It's about the integrity of the game itself. The WNBA has spent years building its brand on skill, sportsmanship, and empowerment, but Carrington's repeated offenses threaten to overshadow that progress. Every uncalled flagrant foul, every blind eye turned by referees sends a dangerous message. Player safety is negotiable.
What does Clark have up her sleeve this time? Oh, she gets it to go. Maybe could have got a foul there too.
And with rising superstar Caitlin Clark, a generational talent bringing record-breaking viewership repeatedly in the crosshairs, the league's silence is starting to look like complicity. If the WNBA doesn't act now, they risk losing not just credibility, but the trust of the fans who fought to elevate the sport.
Stretches of games. Wins the tip. Diggins, who's still fast, gets down the floor, buries it, draws the foul.
The evidence is undeniable. 3 flagrant fouls in a month, 2 more that should have been called, a highlight reel of reckless plays that would get a fighter disqualified from the UFC, let alone a basketball court. Yet the league office remains eerily quiet. Why? Is it fear of backlash, favoritism, or sheer negligence? Whatever the reason, the clock is ticking, and the world is watching. If you believe the WNBA needs to step in now, smash that like button, share this video, and subscribe to stay updated on this explosive story. The incident that crossed the line.
Whoa!
The moment that broke the internet wasn't just a foul, it was an outright assault disguised as basketball. In a heated matchup between the Dallas Wings and Los Angeles Sparks, Carrington grabbed Sarah Ashley Barker by her ponytail and yanked her to the ground with enough force to make WWE wrestlers wince. The arena fell silent. The replay went viral instantly. Even in slow motion, the move looked premeditated, vicious, and utterly indefensible, yet somehow the referees called it a loose ball foul. Not a flagrant, not an ejection, just a slap on the wrist. Fans erupted, analysts were stunned, and the question on everyone's lips was, how is this not an automatic suspension?
Stretches of games. Wins the tip. Diggins, who's still fast, gets down the floor, buries it, draws the foul, but is shaken up.
This wasn't an isolated moment of frustration. It was the latest in a shocking pattern of dirty play. Rewind just a few weeks and you'll find Carrington undercutting Skylar Diggins mid-air, a move that could have caused a career-ending injury. Go back further, and there's the blatant eye swipe on Caitlin Clark, a play so reckless it sparked nationwide outrage. The common thread? No real consequences. The league's refusal to punish these actions isn't just baffling, it's dangerous. If players see they can get away with this, what's stopping others from following suit?
Yeah, the league's rescinding flagrant fouls on you because it's run by a bunch of cowards. They're flagrant fouls, they're dirty plays, they're trashy plays. Someone's going to get very physically injured. At this point, DiJonai Carrington, forget about it. You won't beat these allegations. You won't.
The backlash has been volcanic. Social media is flooded with clips of Carrington's fouls stitched together like a crime reel. Former players are speaking out. Even casual fans are demanding answers. The WNBA built its reputation on toughness, but this isn't toughness. It's thuggery. And if the league doesn't draw the line now, they're sending a clear message. Anything goes. A history of recklessness.
No, I didn't. I didn't know I hit her, actually. I was trying to make a play on the ball, and I guess I followed through and I hit her. So obviously it's never intentional. That's not even like the type of player that I am. So yeah.
DiJonai Carrington didn't become the WNBA's most controversial player overnight. Her rap sheet reads like a how not to gay basketball manual. Hair pulls, elbows, late hits, and even an incident where she nearly took out her own teammate, Paige Beckers, with a reckless collision. Each play follows the same script: excessive force, questionable intent, and minimal punishment. 3 flagrant fouls in a month should have triggered an automatic suspension, yet here we are, with Carrington still on the court and the league still silent.
Whoa! If she would have had extension.
The most alarming part? She's escalating. What started as hard-nosed defense has morphed into something far darker. The Caitlin Clark eye poke wasn't just a foul, it was a direct strike at the face of the league's future. Clark, the NCAA's all-time leading scorer and the WNBA's biggest draw, was visibly shaken. Replays showed Carrington's fingers raked across Clark's eye, a move that in any other sport would have sparked an immediate ejection. Instead, no call. The message? Star players aren't even safe.
Look, people can tell the difference between physical play and dirty play. And now there's a laundry list of evidence. Look, at this point, DiJonai Carrington should have been suspended, fined multiple times over.
Analysts are now comparing Carrington's antics to dirty players from NBA history, the Ron Artests, the Bruce Bowens, the players who treated the court like a battleground. But here's the difference. The NBA cracked down. The WNBA, they're still waiting, hesitating, risking everything they've built. If they don't act soon, they won't just lose games. They'll lose fans, sponsors, and credibility. The league's dangerous silence.
On some social media channels to have taken a darker turn, a more menacing turn, where race has been introduced into the conversation, where sexuality is sometimes introduced into the conversation. How do you try and stay ahead of that, try and tamp it down, or act as a league?
The WNBA's leadership is facing its biggest test yet, and so far, they're failing. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert has remained conspicuously quiet as this scandal grows, refusing to address Carrington's actions or the referee's blatant negligence. Meanwhile, players, fans, and even mainstream sports outlets are demanding answers. The league's inaction isn't just frustrating, it's inexcusable. If player safety is truly a priority, why are dangerous plays being ignored?
Whoa!
The referees are just as culpable. In the Barker hair pull game, officials reviewed the play and still downgraded it to a common foul, a decision so baffling it left commentators speechless. Even worse, this isn't the first time. Earlier this season, Carrington undercut Gabby Williams on a fast break, a play so dangerous the league later admitted it should have been a flagrant, but no retroactive punishment was issued. The precedent is clear. If the refs don't call it, the league won't fix it.
And Kathy Engelbert is singing a different tune this season about Caitlin Clark. Now, we know last year she was talking about all of the other rookies being included in this, making a difference, being able to help contribute to the big bang of the WNBA. This time around, she's owing it all to Caitlin Clark. Me personally, I told y'all this at the beginning of the month, the chickens was coming home to.
This isn't just about one player. It's about accountability at every level. If Engelbert doesn't step in now, she's essentially endorsing this behavior. And with the WNBA's visibility at an all-time high, thanks to stars like Clark and Aja, the stakes have never been higher. Will the league protect its players or protect its image? She should be banned.
First of all, I told my producer at First Take, I feel like we finally solved world peace because Shannon and Stephen A. agreed and were uplifting the women's game. I did not have to fight them, debate them, argue. Normally I have to do my prayers before I go on First Take, like, please, Lord, let these men come correct. They're my brothers.
The media firestorm isn't slowing down. It's getting louder. Prominent analysts, many of them former WNBA players, are now openly calling for Carrington's suspension. ESPN's Chini Agwamike didn't hold back. 3 flagrants in a month? That's not basketball. That's assault with a basketball attached. Even NBA veterans are weighing in. Draymond Green, no stranger to physical play, said, "If I did half of what she's doing, I'd be sitting for 10 games. Where's the consistency?"
DiJonai, did you, when you went and kind of swatted at Caitlin, did you intend to hit her in the eye? And if so, could...
The most damning criticism? The league's own rulebook. The WNBA has clear guidelines. Accumulate too many flagrants, and you face an automatic suspension. Yet Carrington's tally keeps climbing with no repercussions. Sports journalists have dug up past cases, like Brittany Griner's 2-game suspension for a single flagrant, and the double standard is glaring, asked The Athletic's Sabrina Merchant. The question now isn't if the league should act, it's how severe the punishment should be. Some argue for a 5-gamma suspension. Others say a full season ban is the only way to send a message. But one thing is unanimous. Doing nothing is no longer an option. The Caitlin Clark factor.
With no whistle. Now there's nothing Indiana.
Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's the WNBA's golden ticket. Record ratings, sold-out arenas, millions in new sponsorships, all thanks to her meteoric rise. So why is the league letting her get mauled on the court? The eye poke incident wasn't just dirty, it was a direct threat to the WNBA's financial future. If Clark gets hurt because of reckless play, the fallout would be catastrophic.
Which was called. The question is, will they call it unnecessary? Kennedy Carter.
The league's hypocrisy is showing. When Kennedy Carter hip-checked Clark earlier this season, the WNBA retroactively upgraded it to a flagrant after fan outrage. But with Carrington? Crickets. The inconsistency is infuriating. They'll protect Clark when it's convenient, but not when it matters, tweeted sports analyst Joy Taylor. Even Clark's teammates are fed up. Aaliyah Boston recently said, "We all know if roles were reversed, the punishment would have already happened." This isn't just about Clark. It's about what kind of league the WNBA wants to be. If they let stars get targeted, they're telling every young player, you're on your own. That's not just bad optics. It's a recipe for disaster. The refs are part of the problem. It's not just Carrington who's under fire. The referees are facing massive backlash too. How do you watch a player get dragged down by her hair and call it a common foul? Fans are convinced. The refs are either scared or complicit. Former official Lauren Holtkamp blasted the league, saying, "When refs ignore dangerous plays, they become enablers."
Whoa!
Even worse, the league keeps overruling correct calls. In the Barker hair pull game, the on-court refs initially signaled for a review, but after huddling, they downgraded it to a loose ball foul. That's not just a bad call, it's a refusal to enforce the rules. And it keeps happening. When Carrington undercut Diggins, the refs didn't even whistle it. Only after replay outrage did the league admit it was a mistake. If the WNBA wants to fix this, they need to start with the refs. Stricter accountability, harsher penalties for missed calls, and maybe even firing the worst offenders. Because right now, the officiating is just as big a scandal as Carrington's fouls. What happens next?
Ball's being pushed down court.
The pressure is at an all-time high. Sponsors are quietly expressing concerns. Fans are threatening boycotts. Even players are losing faith in the league. So what's the endgame? Option 1, a slap on the wrist, a small fine, a 1-game suspension, and hope the outrage dies down. Result? Fans riot. Option 2, a serious suspension 5+ games, sending a message that this stops now. Option 3, a permanent ban, the nuclear option. Unlikely, but if Carrington fouls again, it might be the only choice.
And she may have missed the tie-up that happened. And so everybody's upset, except everyone else.
Gray emerges from the pack, and then Austin.
The WNBA's next move will define its future. Will they protect their players or protect their problems? The WNBA is at a breaking point, and they're watching fan reaction closely. If you believe DiJonai Carrington deserves a suspension or ban, drop a comment below with "Ban Carrington." Smash the like button, share this video, and subscribe to keep the pressure on. The league can't ignore us forever. Let's make sure they don't.